This episode of Discussing Death Battle is brought to you by calcium. It's good for your bones, no matter where they're located.
Hello everyone and welcome to Discussing Death Battle. I am your host Wolf, once again here with Mo.
Yo, what's up?
And
We're doing this fast, no puns today.
And a hamburger by the name of Metabro.
Hype.
Oh yeah, I was feeling the
I find it funny that after the whole time last time not making a burger joke, we instantly make a burger joke.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I did that. And speaking of hype, already I've got hype because I'm playing Pokemon Moon right now as we're recording this because I'm not professional at all.
And because you're not in fucking Europe. This will be up before Wednesday, because once it hits Wednesday, I'm not putting that game down. Fuck my education and fuck this podcast. As soon as it comes out, I'm getting both of them. I'm playing through both of them as soon as possible. Get into competitive because I do that. Okay.
I'm closing the 3DS so I can focus on this, and also because I'm getting to a certain point that I don't want to spoil for Mac.
It's a very simple one this time. It's I don't know the plot, but I've seen most of the stats and the mons and everything else, so it's fine. Well, I know.
Speaking of
good bit of the plot,
stats and
anyway,
monsters, there was a death battle that came out, Hulk versus Doomsday.
It was hype.
That was hype.
It was pretty fucking cool.
It was cool.
That was probably the second best death battle of the season, and I say second best because I think it still isn't that quite as good as Ratchet and Clank vs. Jack and Daxter, but it was pretty damn close.
I argue
Here's the thing.
No, go ahead.
I actually, no, this is me. I want everyone to remember who this is, who I am, and what my dream battle was. I think this is the best fight this season because it just has this sense of brutality we haven't had.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got the brutality.
Ever. Not this sense of weight, brutality, and speed. It's like at all three of the
voice acting. The voice acting was fan-freaking-tastic. The result was right, of course. There was a lot of work put into this.
Doomsday was voiced this, but Hulk was Parker from like the SA offices.
Yeah.
And he did do that bad of a job.
That was a really good.
He got better as it went on, and I think in the World Breaker especially he did really well.
Yeah.
There is a complaint to be had, and that's
I was gonna say
that the Hulk model shit.
Yeah.
Also,
I think they might have taken it right from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is
that's where it's been traced.
It's not bad.
It's been traced to basically Marvel vs. Capcom 3 without the.
Like I said, it's not bad. It could have been better, but I mean, it was already a freaking hype fight as it was. So.
Yeah, I think they would have done better. They would have done better using the. Yeah, it clashes with Doomsday a little bit because Doomsday looks a little. Yeah, I can see. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that classic Yang versus Tifa kind of situation where.
About that meta.
No, that is a good. I guess it's the same thing if they changed the model that was high. Yeah. Well, they did the other way. They changed instead of changing the cell shaded model to high res. They tried to change the the high res model to cell shaded. They did the other way around this time.
Yeah. Which
they would have done better.
It was better than Yang vs Tifa in that regard.
Well,
did you guys see like the preview?
Yang vs Tifa in a lot of regards, but I mean.
Yeah, you know what I was talking about. Yeah, go on, Mac.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like, did you guys see the preview for Mighty Raccoon's Kratos vs Hulk 1? I think that's the model they should have gone with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've not seen that, so
you didn't get a good look at it. But anyway, you'll see it. You can look it up in your own time. Anyway, what I wanted to bring up is about the Hulk model, though, and leading into another interesting topic on this one. Is that I think the reason they went for this Hulk model is they had it lying around because they were preparing it for another fight. I don't know if you two heard this. Hulk vs Doomsday is not the fight they were going to be doing originally.
What's it going to be?
They were going to use Broly.
That shit.
Yeah, I'm really glad they didn't, especially with how this turned out. Also, I'll come back to that in a second because I can actually, with how this fight went, I can kind of trace.
Where did you hear that from?
Exactly how. Remember the Rage 5? It was on the Death Battle cast. I haven't seen that episode myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't seen that episode of it myself. I think it's the second one, not the third one. I'm not sure, but Mal related it to us in the chat. So that's it. Anyway,
I haven't seen any of the Death Battle cast.
I saw the first one and enjoyed it, but I have to watch the other two. I just haven't. They're long. Don't have enough hours in the day.
Yeah, they're really long.
Yeah, same as this, but you know, it's the same concept. Anyway, no, because of that fight, I can actually lay out exactly how Death Battle would do to Rage 5, with how they analyze Sulk and Doomsday. Right, Doomsday beat everybody, including Azura, because he can't die. Azura v Atrocitus is still the 50-50, but
he can die. It's just that if you talk about
they said he can't die from physical force. At the 4 character. No, they said he can't be killed by physical force because he wasn't killed by Infinite Superman. Therefore, all the characters below him who only have physical force.
You gotta love arguing Death Battle memes.
That's
always the most fun.
Wasn't there a thing like Atrocitus can turn your rage into like a fire?
Oh, he's powered by it, yeah.
Yeah, he can do a load of things.
Well, it's actually like a blood. He like vomits blood on you, literally, because of how angry he is, and then that burns you.
The issue is Atrocitus is naturally below Doomsday unless he absorbs rage anyway, so he'd lose regardless. And Azura would lose because he doesn't have anything other than physical force, and Broly would lose because he doesn't have anything other than physical force. So that's done.
And quality.
Doomsday is the king of the Rage 5. That surprises no one. Next is Azura v Atrocitus. Atrocitus would probably pretty safely take it just for the rage. Like with the Hulk fight, they have gone into like if you can stop Hulk from getting a certain rage point, or you can get rid of his power, then he's powerless. This fight goes the same way but differently, just taking away Azura's rage, the source of his power. So Atrocitus would take that cleanly. And I think you can tell from there he'd take the others as well. He beats Broly in stats, and he beats Hulk by taking his rage power away.
Everybody beats Broly in stats because Broly is Broly, and Broly's
we're getting there.
Opponent is a paper bag that he loses
Azura, to. So we have Doomsday and Atrocitus. DC reigns king of rage. Then we have Azura, which should surprise no one, or because his power and Hulk's power are both stated to be infinite in their own universes. I just think because Azura has bigger and more consistent feats, they give it to him, and also they both kind of have healing factors, and they both kind of just are insanely durable, so they just give it to Azura for tangling with bigger enemies more often and having solid faster than light feats, because remember, Hulk is only faster than light and World Breaker.
No.
This hurts. This causes physical pain.
Anyway, do we mention that?
We're down to the last one. That's Hulk versus Broly. Broly's I have infinitely growing power thing is a misnomer. It's a dubism, so they wouldn't give it to him.
Mistranslation.
Broly is the only person in the Rage 5 who doesn't have theoretical limitless power, therefore he would lose to all of them.
Yeah,
I am okay with everything. I am okay with 90% of what I just said. I'm sad Azura is below Doomsday. That's about it. Anyway, so that's how that would go.
Fuck Azura, I don't even care.
I'm gonna say this now, with Injustice 2 coming out, if Atrocitus has already been confirmed to be in the game, if Doomsday's gonna be in the game as well, I think somebody should do a Doomsday versus Atrocitus fight and have that play out, and then send that to us, or put it on YouTube, and then we can talk about that, like, for 5 seconds.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Anyway...
It's like a in-universe thing, so it might be a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, here's the thing, Doomsday is almost certainly wins, though. He's above most Lanterns, and he has anger and all for Atrocitus to keep powering himself, but he doesn't, unlike everybody else except
the inevitable.
Yeah, he doesn't power himself. He doesn't power himself off rage, which is the issue. And Doomsday
Atrocitus, if his Red Lanterns, I'm not really sure if they have all the standard abilities that the Green Lanterns do. I'm pretty sure they do, though.
They do now. Originally, Atrocitus was the only one that did, and he gifted that power to all the other Red Lanterns.
Oh, well, in that case, I mean, you can feasibly argue that maybe he can win via just, like, BFR or hacks or something like that, because I don't know how common it is nowadays. They have like time manipulation and I don't know, like transmutation bullshit, or I don't know if Doomsday could. Maybe he can survive transmutation shit, but yeah, I can see maybe that would be like his best option, would just to out-hacks Doomsday and just kind of.
Yeah, he still probably lose though, because other better lanterns have tried and failed. That's the issue.
True,
I find it weird that they've never met in verse, which is weird. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, that would be pretty hype though.
Anyway, we're straying off the topic here though.
Yeah, back.
Speaking of hype, though,
this fight itself. We should go back. We should stay on the animation here because we haven't touched on that. Like we touched on the analysis there. The animation itself, though, like brutal. Like just in general, the weight of it.
Blow is brutal, but
not even that. Just like the drop kick through the bus, the
drop kick through the bus.
Oh my god!
Every punch had weight. There was shockwaves off like 90% of the punches. Buildings everywhere crumbling. The new destruction engine they have that was.
It doesn't look like
prominent
Doritos anymore.
It doesn't look like. Yeah, it doesn't look like that.
Like then there broken Doritos. Yeah.
Then there was what's it called? I don't know if if either you noticed when Hulk went World Breaker. Not only did the first punch, the shockwave actually the last screen of that was it like being visible from space. It was a huge city-sized explosion, and yeah, when it goes back to them, the city is like all around them in ruin.
I thought it was like when it panned out. I thought it was like an explosion from space or something. At first, when I first saw it,
yeah. It is an explosion.
Oh, it is.
See the sun. It's the same. It's the same image. I think I'm probably not gonna edit it in to be sure, because if I'm wrong, it's embarrassing. But I think in Goku vs Superman 2, when he has the Dragon Balls and he's wishing them back from space, and you can see Earth with the sun.
Okay.
Like behind it, I think it's the same shot edited with this massive green gamma explosion around it, which is awesome. And also, though, when Hulk's in World Breaker, every single punch he throws, there's gamma off it, like an green sparks.
I really like that when they tried changing from regular Hulk to World Breaker Hulk. Is like the model changed slightly, but enough that you could see like something different there. It does fit a little more better.
It looks like I know I've seen complaints about it, but it looks like World Breaker. So I have no problem. Like that's what World Breaker looks like. This is what the characters fight like. It's just so good.
This is my take on it. So, I do see the argument of this being like the best fight of the season so far. Like I could totally agree with that. I just think that Dante versus Bayonetta might be a little bit better just because, given the characters, you see a lot more.
There's a lot
cleaner,
more happening.
It's cleaner. It's more, and it's more back and forth. There's an issue. There's one issue I have with this fight.
Yeah, they both seem like
there's a bit in the middle when Yeah, but in this fight, there was a bit in the middle where Hulk got the car gloves and Hulk did the gamma clap. But Doomsday never really seemed troubled or on the back foot, even when his foot got stomped. Like, yeah, maybe if we were just watching the animation on its own, we'd think, oh shit, Doomsday's in trouble.
It kind of looked like he was pissing him off more than it was actually hurting him.
Which is an accurate representation of how this fight goes when you use actual versus stats. But yeah.
I mean, the other thing that Dante and Bayonetta might have over this is just because, and it's not necessarily Hulk and Doomsday's fault, it's just they have so many fucking powers and weapons and abilities and stuff, so you see so much, like Wolf said, so much shit flying around and stuff.
Also,
and characters too, The
banter also between Dante and Bayonetta certainly was hilarious to listen to, and it was
pretty
very in character for them. But I liked Hulk basically trying to Hulk getting angrier and taunt and yelling.
I just like the savagery.
It was just so brutal and masculine.
When Ben and Chad always get asked about that, what fight encapsulates the Death Battle of the show, they always answer the same.
Starscream versus Rainbow.
Starscream versus Rainbow. They can
I think that's changed. I think that's definitely changed now.
This is the quintessential Death Battle. You can
Agreed.
Yeah.
Disagree with it being your favorite or list. That's fine. But if you're looking for what the show is about, brutality, and physical hits, this is what the show should be.
Terminator versus RoboCop.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. It's just this physical confrontations. It's really, really good. Okay.
This episode though, Dante versus Bayonetta, I would say that it only had the fight going for this. Well, this one has like the more of the analysis and just the pre-fight stuff was also pretty good too.
They made a couple of their normal hiccups that we expected them to make in the analysis. That's fine, and the pre-fight was okay.
It
was pretty
good. We're not gonna say if they don't do it perfectly that the episode is automatically.
Yeah, they have their own analysis method, and they have their own analysis methods, and we get pissed off when it's different from our own. But that's a given. Now, and we agree with them this time. And that's fine. We had a feeling they'd make the mistakes. We're getting used to what their analysis method is. Like after all this time, we're finally getting the hang of it because it's kind of not only is theirs. Are we getting used to it? Theirs is changing to be more in line with our own, with more like from the research team, as Terry kind of showed. It's just like
I kind of noticed that too.
Yeah, so maybe next season they might get even better again. Maybe.
I'd rather it gets better this season as it keeps going.
Well,
really, season 3 has been disappointing for me overall. So.
Well, we have 2 more fights left to change your mind, Wolf. Including our
next one that's coming up, which is Zoro versus Erza Scarlet, the first ever anime versus anime fight.
I think you mean, Wolf, it's completely pointless and we can skip over all discussion about it. It's completely pointless and we can skip over all discussion about it whatsoever.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. What's next? John Taliban versus Terry? Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck off. Okay, Mac, it's your moment. You have the spotlight. Explain why Zoro shit stomps in 50 words or less.
This is why I was born.
50 words
This is why I was set on there. 50 words? Oh, right. Okay, no.
No, don't just give us your rundown.
Okay, so first of all, fuck yes. I'm so happy. I
don't know if you saw the last
I would have been happy if it would have been fucking anybody in One Piece,
when you were talking about
how... Huh?
I don't know if you saw the last podcast, what I edited in when you were talking about how it's definitely going to be Naruto v Luffy first.
Oh, did I say that?
And, like, it was revealed at the time. It was revealed at the time.
Just like a day later or something like that.
Yeah, to kind of date this, if for those of you who are wondering, Zoro's opponent Zoro was revealed after, whilst I was in the editing process, and Erza was revealed as I was uploading to this channel. Give you an idea.
Thanks to the power
Mac,
of
sorry for interrupting. Go ahead. Well, as soon as I got it, I edited it. Anyway, yeah, go.
No, I mean procrastination from me.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, Mac. Sorry for interrupting. Go on.
All right. So, first of all, I'm actually kind of surprised that they did go with Zoro for Urza's opponent because I see a lot of Saber requests too from Fate's Day, whatever the fuck it's called, Fate's Day Extra /
seen them a lot.
Dot hack,
a lot of
whatever
forums
it's called.
Reddits. I got linked to Reddits and I've looked on them and forums and stuff, and everyone was surprised that it was this and not what's it called? It was
Saber?
this and not one of those. Yeah, Saber was the big one I saw brought up. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're a little bit more thematic too. You know, they're both swordswomen and stuff. But yeah, I don't think it changed. Urza dies no matter what. Arguably, even worse against Saber.
The fucking Fairy Tail Reddit agreed with that. The Fairy Tail Reddit has no faith in their own Mary Sue character. Yeah, it's like they have absolutely no. Their only faith in her is that Death Battle might fuck up.
Which, to be fair, that happens quite a few times.
No, we're not bringing that mojo in here, Wolf. No, not with Zoro. Let me have this, Wolf. All right. Anyway, okay, really quickly. So a lot of people are going to argue that Urza has an edge here because she has a shit ton of armor, that have all these different abilities, while Zoro is basically just a brute force swordsman.
Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again, but if you run through every single armor, I swear to God, I'll cut you.
No, we're not.
I'm not gonna do that here.
He's not going to. If he does, I'm going to kick him from the call.
She has a fuck ton of armors, basically.
What?
But most of them are just. I mean, I won't describe them all what they each do individually, but they're not enough to overcome the durability, speed, strength advantage that Zoro has. Even if you look at it from a purely death battle perspective, because they like to see like clear,
feats,
clear feats,
counters.
That the
and
characters
counters.
do. Not as much, and counters. So not as much with the scaling, and not as much with like.
This is the same thing that we had to deal with when we were trying to figure out Iron Man and what he was able to do, because much like Erza, Iron Man has a lot of armors, and they all do different things. They're all based for different situations. Here's the problem. Here's the problem, though. Here's the difference, though. There is no armor I think Erza has that is clear cut. This gives her insta win, unlike what we had with the Endo suit. With
Mac.
Okay, I'm knocking on wood. I'm knocking on every wood I can find right now. By the way,
I'm pointing out in favor of Zoro, not for.
I know.
No, as in we could. There is so much like.
I'm not gonna go into. I'm just saying this is the exact same thing. It's just they flipped around this time.
No, not even that. We could like take up the rest of the episode, me and Mac together, about how the Endo Sim isn't actually that great. But
Well, okay, let's not talk about that. Still, the whole thing is like. There's no armor you can arguably say this gives her instant victory over Zoro.
Or ability. The thing is, if you go like, okay, let's stick with that one. In the Tony v Lex thread, I was actually on Team Tony. I kind of regret it now. But
fuck off.
Yeah, I regret it. Hey, I'm Team Lex now.
All right, good.
Yeah.
You've seen the light.
I got
that was a low-key joke because Young Justice, get it?
Yeah, come on. Hey. No. Okay.
Season 3.
The thing in that thread is we were all. Yeah. The thing we were arguing in that thread, me and other Tony supporters, is that Tony has energy absorption, which can shut down Lex completely, which, well, is what they went with in the end, which gave Xenos a boner. It was weird.
You're having a boner over two guys. Wow, that really is weird.
That's not the weird thing about this, Wolf. The weird thing is it's about a fight. That does make it the weird. Zoro's weakness is what? He gets lost, and he gets stabbed a lot, but he's fine afterwards.
Yeah.
And maybe...
Yeah.
He falls
basically
it. Because that's still fucking retarded.
Okay, that wasn't Zoro. That was
I know,
Kuina.
but it's still dumb.
It was Chapter 5, Mo. Chapter 5. They got better. They got better backstories after that.
Zoro doesn't have a...
5 out of 800.
Unlike even Luffy, who has the weakness to cutting weapons, Zoro doesn't have a clear
weakness, more of a susceptibility. But,
yeah,
alright.
Which you know is going to come up when Naruto v Luffy happens, with Rasen Shuriken cutting at an atomic.
Zoro wins this fight, I don't care if Luffy just gets bum fucked. Like, if Zoro wins this, I'll be happy.
What happens if Sanji gets in and gets killed by Lee?
Fuck that shit, bro. Don't start this.
Anyway, no.
Hey, Sanji games might happen pretty soon, though, so we'll see.
So could Lee games in Boruto the manga.
Less likely, but...
I know, it's like waiting for Shooting Star, but like... Anyway, no. Zoro has no clear-cut weakness, and Erza has no way to exploit anything about One Piece. Not Haki, not... what's the other thing that they can do? The One Piece abilities are what? Haki and Zoro doesn't have Devil Fruits, he just has...
He just has straight-up swords.
He's just a really good swordsman.
Yeah.
He's just like a samurai.
Actually,
and an LADY
I just thought of this
not
recently.
shy.
I just thought of this while we were talking about this. Both this one and the last one had a bit of a theme of the battle itself of offense versus defense. But whereas the last one, it was defense beats offense, here it seems like it's the opposite way around. The offensive character beats the defensive character.
Let
me break it down a little bit. So,
so Zoro, I want to be here all day.
All right.
We've been cutting over him, so let him have his moment.
All right. So, Zoro, him cutting Pika, it's like the most clear-cut feat that we have here. Death Battle's just gonna like nut themselves when they see that shit. And Pika, if you don't know, his Devil Fruit power is to basically merge his body with rock, and then he could control like rock in the surrounding landscape, and can form himself into like this giant, like many kilometers high fucking golem made out of just pure rock. And you can see like buildings and shit are like being jutted out of him like they're nothing, like they're little pimples basically. And Zoro, to stop him from crushing King Riku and all these other dudes, he was sent flying across Dressrosa and cut this guy's torso so hard and so with such speed that basically his upper body flew hundreds of meters into the air. And then he did it and cut him in half vertically, and then he cut his arm into multiple pieces and then fucked him up with one big ass attack. It was really fucking badass.
All of this only possible because he was able to use 3 swords at once.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the sword in the mouth definitely helped a lot. I mean, that was the key part. Those neck muscles though. Anyway, Urza's best feat, okay, that she doesn't scale to because she scales to higher shit. It's when she fought her alternate reality counterpart.
I actually do know about this. Yeah, I actually know a bit.
They both, they both collided with each other, and the collision, it was able to destroy this floating island. But this island, it's not like an island. It's like it's about like maybe the size of like a city block, maybe or so, based on some estimates I've seen, and even like generous estimates with it put it at like town level. Whereas Zoro's Pika feat, that was calculated at 11.5 megatons. And the key part about that is that Zoro is more than likely much, much stronger than that. Because he did that he used Haki. And that's the first and only time we've seen Zoro have to use Haki so far since the time skip started. But he still has Asura. Huh?
I said he used a sport.
No, don't make Mac get into the mechanics of hockey.
No, I'm talking about hockey as in the ice sport.
You sounded like you said hockey as in like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The sport itself, with like the pucks and the sticks.
Wolf, you explained the joke. Therefore, the joke is awful. Move on, Mac.
All right. I like the joke, Wolf.
Thank you.
No, I didn't. It was pretty shitty. But anyway. But yeah, so shit. Where the fuck was? Okay, so he only used Haki like one time, and it was that for that feat. But he hasn't used Asura, which is basically his Super Saiyan form, and that's how. And he just gets stronger that way. He gets like 3 heads and like 6 arms. It's super weird.
When he uses, does he get more swords?
It's super weird. It hasn't been really explained yet.
Does he get more swords? Is the question.
It's probably
if he gets 3 heads, plus 6. If he gets 3 heads and 6 arms, then he should have.
It looks like he has multiple swords. It looks like he has like 9 swords.
He should have 9 swords. Yeah, 9 swords. That's
an illusion though. So we don't know if those are like legit swords. But the thing is that even if it is an illusion, it still boosts up his strength somehow. The theory is that it's probably tied to his Haki, and it's just like a big Super Saiyan like boost, and it looks super cool. Like he looks like the what's the Hindu god with all the arms? Kali, I think. I think that's the Vishnu.
All the Hindu gods have.
Yeah, that's kind of what he is supposed to represent there. But anyway, he has a boost besides that, and he was able to survive Fujitori's gravity, and broke out of it. And Fujitora, like while eating ramen, like he's just chilling, eating a bowl of ramen, he could bring down a meteor, like instantly from space, and it has with enough force or kinetic energy to have like, I think it was over 200 megatons. So I mean, we could say, yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm assuming, considering I haven't seen you bring it up often, other than to counter that obvious Erza feat. You know that one, the scaling, the one that you hate.
Oh fuck that one.
Yeah, I think the only I'm assuming since you don't bring it up often, it's considered an outlier, because that 200 megatons is a big upgrade on 11.
I mean, it's not that far from Zoro's Pika feat. Like it's only like a 10 or 20 times difference. And like I said, that's without Asura. That's without him going all out. And when Zoro broke out of that gravity, he was like, it took like a lot out of him. So we can at least like somewhat scale, like that would be like his high end at the very most, you know?
Okay, that makes sense. So
he was like all bloodied up and he was like panning after he did that, so we can assume that's like his absolute best. Probably.
Okay. One thing I was what's it called? Wanted to wonder about. You said that the only time he's used hockey is with his what's it called?
Was with cutting Pika, right?
Is to cut what's his name?
Pika.
Yeah, cutting Pika. Can he use that in Azura at the same time? Did he use that in Azura at the same time?
He's never used hockey. He's only he's used hockey, but he hasn't used Azura yet, like since the time skip. He's used Azura a total of 2 times. One time was before the time skip when he fought Kaku and was able to defeat him. And the other time was during a movie, which has debatable level of canon. Those are the only 2 times he's used Azura.
Okay, so he definitely has more in the tank. Okay, that's interesting. I guess you can
argue he could stack those 2 in a sense.
If he could.
Yeah, I mean, reasonably, but people like to think that Azura
I know very little about One Piece.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I know very little about One Piece, but I know there's different kinds of hockey. Can they stack on each other? Because I'd assume that Azura would be more tough.
There's 3 types of hockey, right?
The illusion, armament, and conquerors, right?
It's it's not illusion; it's more observation. So they're not really.
Oh, okay.
The precog.
The precog.
Yeah,
the precog. Okay. So how would Azura be hockey based?
That's just the assumption, I guess. Like there could be like more like
hockey types.
Like a special more hockey types, are like they're drawing more out of like armament hockey. Like Azura could be armament hockey, but it's like his spirit is taking form and it looks like he looks like a demon or something like that. Because he's had attacks where it looks like a demon is like coming out from behind him. So, and then people get into the argument that, that's where Sanji's flames come from. It's also a type of hockey.
It could just be technique.
It's a fan theory, so don't take it with a grain of salt. That's just what I've seen thrown around.
Okay, yeah, okay.
They don't really have good explanations because One Piece is really fucking weird.
I've noticed.
A lot of stuff from Japan is really fucking weird.
Yeah, One Piece is a big above arrest given the age bracket it aims for. Okay, okay, that makes sense. And meanwhile, Erza, just to give her their due, one thing that you haven't covered that I kind of want to, even though I don't know the feats to go with them, and I don't think we should get into them because no time limit. Erza and Fairy Tail in general have one key weakness, despite the fact they actually have, Erza doesn't, but they actually have a lot of hacks throughout their verse. I've seen it, including the newest one, which is just hilarious. Now you're a man! Man, now you're a man! That's Orgasmo, by the way, if those you don't... Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, Orgasmo. No, they don't have any speed beats to speak of. They get blitzed by like every verse line. I think Ruby's faster. And we shit on Ruby for having no speed beats.
Oh, dude. Okay, so...
Ruby's what, Mach 19? I think it's as fast as Avatar.
Oh, boy. Yeah, probably.
Wait, you mean
most of the verse anyway?
In the James Cameron shit, or Avatars in the Nickelodeon series?
Obviously not. They have... Yeah, the Nickelodeon series. They're like Mach 11 at most. And so is Fairy Tail, as far as I know.
Series. Wolf, you're so silly.
Isn't Fairy Tail like Mach 11?
Okay, so...
Maybe triple-digit Mach...
I've been trying to look around for calcs and feats for like a while since this fight has been announced, and they're just kind of hard to find, but the fastest possible...
That's because nobody calxed it. Nobody calxed Fairy Tail. There's a reason for it.
Oh, boy. So, yeah. I'm trying to be nice here. But, yeah. The fastest possible feat, like, you could scale any Fairy Tail character off of, and this only applies to, like, the God tiers. It's like a Mach 1200 feet, which is fast, but it's still slower than what's his name? Fujitora's Meteor. Fujitora's Meteor is calced at like over Mach 1900, and people from at close range are able to cut that shit pretty easily.
It just get out of blitz range, I suppose. Okay, yeah. So I think we've established that. Well, we didn't establish we didn't go into our armors, nor will we. Actually, I'm not going to link it, but if you read through the thread on the forums, viewers,
I like to touch on it a little bit. Yeah. It's all right. Not like super.
We're kind of running low on time, remember?
Because you're the one.
Right. Well, I'll just go over like in just a minute or so. So, a lot of people like to bring up that she has like all these different elemental shit. That's not going to help because Zoro has been set on fire before. He was literally on fire and fought somebody and defeated him while he was set on fire.
Because
she's got a water. Because he's a badass. She's got like a water armor or whatever, and it doesn't matter because Zoro powered through a tsunami. She's got lightning armor, but you know who fucking cares? He fought against Enel and survived his lightning strikes. And here's the big one that is probably going to get. Okay, a few of the big ones are going to get tossed around a bit. So she has this armor called Wingblade armor, and basically, it's super weird. She's only used it one time, but basically she slices, and without striking the opponent is like cut. So think of it like the Septum Sempra spell from Harry Potter, like how Snape was killed. Like you're just instantly cut, but you know Zoro is just too durable for that shit because he gets fucking fucked up all the time. The other one is that she has this Heaven Wheel armor or some shit where she can fly and summon like 200 swords. The thing about that is that Zoro can make tornadoes and shit and a lot of other AoE attacks that can like destroy the swords really easily. And last but not least, we have the Nakagami armor, which is fuck this armor. Fuck this armor. It's the pinnacle of bullshit. So she summons this armor. She gets like this really powerful spear type shit. But what the armor does is that it dispels magic. Like it just turns off magic. Like if you got a magic attack coming at her, it's not going to work. And people have...
Which is great in her universe, but not...
Which is great really great in One Piece universe where most of them...
And no, hockey is not magic. It's not magic, people. It isn't. You can't turn off hockey. It's key. It's exactly the same as fucking Dragon Ball Z key.
My question though is would thing be what's it called? I know magic in Fairy Tail isn't exactly like magic in most other mediums where it's like it is kind of sort of portrayed as key like. Would that come into it at all?
It's okay. So it's kind of weird, but magic is just basically. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to keep this super short. But so magic key comes from within. You know, it comes from within the human body. So it's like all ambition, willpower, all that shit. And hockey is exactly the same thing. You don't pull hockey from somebody else and absorb other people's hockey. You get hockey from within. You know.
Okay.
Magic and Fairy Tail is
like that.
created
Go on.
by. Yeah, magic and there is, but not in One Piece. But or at least I'm pretty sure that's not a thing in One Piece. But in Magic and Fairy Tail, it's an actual power source, and it's created by particles that are in the atmosphere called ether nano or whatever. And
so when it's pretty much like Seether and BlazBlue.
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
That's a good comparison.
Very good, Wolf.
Thank you.
Have a cookie on me.
Yay, cookies.
But so mages can passively absorb ether nano from the atmosphere, and then that's what gives them magic. And here's the big key difference between hockey and magic. Hockey is in everybody. Magic is only in 10% of the population in Fairy Tail. So it's not something that you could train and hope and learn and hope to master. You have to be genetically predisposed to using magic. And also, and that's like one of the big key things about the whole Urza's versatility argument. And this is like the final nail I'll put on this argument here for Zoro versus Urza, because we got to talk about these other fights here. Urza's fighting style is basically to mix and match armors to see what works against her opponents. But the problem with that is that her armors are not as durable as her. So they're actually really brittle, pretty fragile, and they've been destroyed by people way weaker than Zoro. So it's kind of like a little bit like the He-Man versus Lion-O thing, where Tugbug or whatever broke the Sword of Omens. But yeah, it's kind of a similar situation. Okay. Zoro can easily like power through all these fucking armors that have been he could just one-shot all these armors, and while the DC, like based on what Urza can scale to, like the DC advantage is not like that far. It's like 5 megatons versus 11.5, probably more.
He can leave her literally naked in seconds, and well, that's not necessarily a bad thing because she has her like no armor.
It's hot.
No, not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. I mean, like the no armor. Like the one with the bandages, the one that everyone's like,
that's what she always. Yeah, that's what she always ends up in. She like switches armors, see what works, and the armors end up getting destroyed. And then she has to switch to like her bandage armor, which isn't really armor. It's just her. It's just her regular clothes, and she just is able to focus solely on her swordsmanship and her skill and her offense. But the problem with that is that Urza is heavily limited. They're both pretty durable characters as far as like pain tolerance and keeping on fighting through pain and keeping on fighting, like endurance-wise, not necessarily durability, but endurance, they both have really high endurance. Urza, her stamina is getting depleted like a motherfucker because her stamina is tied to her magic power. And as she's pulling up all these bullshit armor that Zoro can one-shot, she's draining her stamina. So as the fight is going on, she's just fucking herself up because she can't help to beat Zoro. She's just draining her own.
In other words,
magic.
She is a glass cannon, correct? If you wanted to put it in that terms.
Yeah, it's a glass cannon, but it's also draining.
I think you failed to consider one possibility.
What's that? She's
no, yes. Not only that, so what if she has all of her friends behind her?
Oh, well, then you can
say... You had to bring that up.
Fuck off. But, alright, if we want to go there...
No, we're done here.
No, that counts as outside help, Mo, therefore it cannot be applied.
It's drawing willpower from your friend. Oh wait, does that mean we have to kill all of Fairy Tail first?
No, that's considered outside help, and you know
No, if we kill them all first, then she can't use it. If we kill them all first, maybe Zoro gets lost and accidentally...
Unfortunately, as of right now, the Fairy Tail Guild would probably beat the... No, maybe. Like Luffy is a big issue. Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are a big issue, but I'm pretty sure the Fairy Tail Guild has more numbers on their side, and on average are more
honestly
than Straw Hats. However, if we allow
Gear Fort versus Dofi has me convinced that Luffy is just too big of a threat to handle. Yeah.
You could argue that.
Yes, it has a time in it, but in that time he'll take out all the big guns, and the other two of the monster trio are too much for everyone else. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like on average, Fairy Tail has a lot of numbers. They're not only do they have more numbers, but they're stronger on average. However, to make it fair, we can also bring in the Straw Hat Alliance, which includes Law.
Way more numbers. I've seen that wiki page.
And Law would Law by himself. Like, we could just include, like, the bigwigs, like the captains of each of those.
Dude, we've got, like, 25 minutes.
Alright, that's just my wet dream. Law versus the Fairy Tail Guild would be my wet dream. But anyway, let's just keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. We have some things to talk about besides that.
Alright. Yeah. First things first. 1 DBX. Thank God. I'm never doing what I did to the DBX section again. It was great and all, but... my head whilst I was doing it. That's probably listeners. I'm so sorry. John Taliban versus Terry Bogard.
Talbane.
Talbane. I like to call him Taliban because playing him is suicide.
You are just an asshole. The hell? Talbane is... okay, first of all, Talbane is one of the most awesome characters in Darkstalkers. Let's just not even question that. He is one
of the weakest. Let's be real.
Also one of the weakest, but he's still awesome. And, oh yeah, I haven't seen any of these DBXs or 1 minute melees that we're gonna talk about.
All 3 of them, really?
Except for what we're talking about next, because fuck you.
So yeah, it was kind of. Any thoughts overall?
And now Meta is in an echo chamber.
Okay, I like.
Oh, sorry.
I like Darkstalkers a lot. So as the lore buff in me is like, oh, Felicia interrupted. They have a constant thing, not a thing where it's the wolf fucking the cat. That's not happening because she's a nun.
Okay, Mo. Okay, nobody was thinking that, so the fact that you were thinking that raises some questions.
They might
yeah,
have
that's
done.
all on you.
I'm covering my bases. I'm covering all of them. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, no. So yeah, them helping each other is great because they kind of do that all the time in their stories. As for the fight itself, the one thing I don't like about it, like it was all Terry. And if you're gonna have John win, which they did, like
they should make him look cool.
They should have given like they have to give both sides their due, but they just gave Terry his due and like put John win, so it's okay. It's kind of accurate, except not really, because even Felicia's little opening would not give John a chance to kill Terry. But what's it called? Yeah, it's it's decent DBX. It's one of those. It's not awful like say Spider-Man versus Mikasa or Saitama versus Kenshiro or just like Sasuke versus Hai. It's not one of those that's just disgustingly bad. It's there. It's good. It's not good. It's okay.
And we acknowledge that it exists.
I don't know who did it. I don't know who did it, but if the animator keeps improving, then
if the animator keeps improving, maybe he'll bring John back to face Saberwolf in a death battle.
Maybe.
You really want that fight?
Well, I'm not the one that wants that fight, but I know a lot of people do. Anyway,
alright, well, let's try to get these done.
1 minute melee!
Ken versus Paul.
This was pretty fucking cool. I liked it.
It was cool.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I like Street Fighter, I like Tekken. Paul got his due, which I was like, yes, he lost, but I was not expecting Paul to get his due because he's kind of become a joke character in Tekken. But no, they gave him his moments,
he's
and
like
I honestly thought Paul.
I'm guessing.
No, here's the thing about Paul.
How dare you?
No, here's the thing about Paul.
I mean, lore
he's actually he was at one point one of the strongest characters. He was one of the strongest characters in the universe. He was the only person up until Hayashi beat him in Tekken 2 to actually even get a draw against Kazuya. The only person in the entirety of Tekken to get a draw against Kazuya until Tekken 2, whereas Hayashi finally beat him. In Tekken 3, he actually won the King of Iron Fist tournament. He won the whole thing. He beat Ogre and then left, and Ogre transformed into True Ogre, which Jin then beat. Since then, Paul was always like, I'm the true winner of the King of the Iron Fist tournament, and no one believed him because Jin had won it. So he kind of fell into a depression and lost a lot of his skill, and then he came back and lost to Kuma, which actually isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things, because Kuma is implied to be in around the Mishima power level, a bit below it, and the Mishimas, if you've heard me talk about Tekken before, are just like,
they're pretty strong.
Yeah. If there's ever a dominant family in a series, they are the god tiers. There is nothing above Mishimas, including the new one, Kazumi. There's nothing above them. They either have the Devil Gene or they're fucking Hayachi, and the only one who's kind of is Lars. Yeah, the only one who's kind of is Hayachi's a badass. He can keep up with the Devil Gene without possessing Devil.
Isn't there also Hayachi's
He took
father?
the raging demon and stood up.
Oh yeah, and fucking Jinpachi as well, who got possessed by some sort of demon thing. I don't know what happened to him. I can't remember.
Strong.
But yeah, so Paul is pretty up there in terms of strength. It's him and the only ones I know off the top of my head that we can directly compare to the Mishimas cleanly and say, yeah, they're around this level, is him and Heatran, or Heatran, however you pronounce his name, because Heatran was actually able to beat Jin down until Jin went Devil Jin in Tekken 5. So, like,
that's the redheaded rival guy, right?
The redheaded Taekwondo guy, the rival of Jin, yeah.
I liked him.
Jin,
cool.
He beat Jin. I think Jin was distracted, really trying to get to Jinpachi as fast as he could.
Full disclosure, the only Tekken game I played was 3, and even then I was spamming Eddie Corgo combos as a little kid because I was a fucking shithead.
You monster! No. Fucking Heatran. I don't know the full context. I think Jin was distracted. He beat Jin, and then it was like, Jin went Devil and hospitalized him.
Alright.
But yeah, only him and.
Okay, you're kind of getting a bit extensive on the stuff with Tekken.
Yeah, I am. Anyway, fight. It was good. They gave both characters their due, and I think it's very important in fights like these, especially no research fights.
Yeah.
And yeah, as a fan of both series, I liked it.
Speaking of, and then we go to the opposite things you're not a fan of with the next one.
I don't mind one of them.
Yeah,
hey, he likes Full Metal
Alchemist, but you hate the other one just because of one person on the forums talks about them, even though Swan talks about them all the time. How can you not like what Swan likes? Swan is awesome. Screw you, Mo.
I don't like Swan.
He got it. His teacher is Crocodile. The Desert Doo-Doo Crocodile, the best crocodile.
But yeah, we've got Edward. We're talking about Edward Elric versus Jonathan Joestar here.
Yeah, okay.
I don't.
All right, you can sit in the corner then. Whatever. I'll talk about it. It was cool.
I am the incredible Sulk. I think we have our title. That works so well.
Yeah, that does work.
Bingo.
That is amazing.
Anyway, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was more of a comedy fight, but I thought I enjoyed it. So yeah, fuck off.
Fine. It was fine. JoJo wins 0 out of 10. So yeah, it was fine. I liked it. It wasn't. It's probably my least favorite 1 minute melee of the season, just in general, in many ways. I know people gave me shit.
Stop
like,
it.
You actually. I know people gave me shit like you prefer Hulk versus Broly to this, and like yeah, that was they had savagery in that, and I've established I like that. So yeah, but still, here I'll say this though: this season is better than last season already, including this.
Last season I liked. I know you didn't like last season that much, but
there was fights I liked. I like
90%
of this season.
Yeah, this season has been really good.
Moving on.
Anyway,
yeah, we better move on.
Emails to talk about, and you people still have not been sending them to us enough.
Well, we got 5, which
that's better than last time.
Most people have sent us emails already.
Yeah, what the fuck, guys?
Should I? Hold on, which one did I say it was? Did I say it was this one? Hold on, just making sure.
I know which ones it was. I'll read them. I can read them.
Okay, I have them open. I have them both open because we have one in the chat on here.
Yep.
Okay, so the first one is from. Did they give us how to credit them?
They didn't give us how to pay. I'll just put them as what they put in the email.
I don't think we should. We'll
just call them
IP.
Okay. Because that's,
call them IP. That's a good one.
Yeah, because it's their initials and that's part of their Gmail account anyway. So anyway, they said, "Hello guys, from the second SA Death Battle podcast, there was some talk about other choices of animation for death battle fights other than 2D sprites and 3D models. So my question is, what do you guys think of death battles and other forms of animation? Plus, what do you guys think of death battles in live action if possible?"
Never live action. Ever.
I disagree.
Well, I think live action can work, but
to do live action.
If you do it like as a rare occasion, then it can work. But like
it has to be
to do live action death battles.
For live action, it has to be. For live action, it absolutely has to be like a really grounded fight. So you have to look at something like Bat in the Sun.
Gone versus Born.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's a little bit.
To do live action, so the reason I don't want live action is because we've seen what SA does with live action with what's it called? Oh, I love the series now. I can't remember what it was. The one they hid Mega Man vs Astro Boy behind.
I remember.
It was just called The Industry.
Yeah, the industry. I love that. That was great. This final episode of it. The final episode of it with the guns. That was fine. But it was fine for what it was. But I don't think it would translate over to a death battle format.
I mean, it could work
very well because in order to it's proof. It's proof. Like we have channels out there like Bat in the Sun and one
Ismahawk
matchups that are proof that these matchups can work. Ismahawk. That's one minute match. I said minute matchups, didn't I? Yeah, I did.
We mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, they're proof that live action works.
And they did do live action
but they also have
preview with DBX, but like I agree with you. Like if you were to try and bring an actual regular death battle,
they have like this. In order to do even grounded fights, like the first ever 1 minute matchup, Deadpool versus Deadpool, just for example, they have massive sets, lots of special effects that you have to do that SA can't do. They'd have to hire so much people for so little payoff, and in the end, people aren't.
That's a lot of time and money they have to do to get that exactly right, which I don't think they'd be able to do.
It's nothing you put like they're not anything they couldn't do in. Okay, it's not anything they couldn't do in models. Is my issue. Now that being said, I like the idea of hand drawn. Especially for something like Mickey versus Bugs, which probably will never happen because the mouse is evil. But like, fight like there is fights out there that I believe they brought this up because they're going to be doing Smokey McGruff versus what? I got that mixed up, didn't I? Smokey the Bear versus McGruff,
the crime dog.
Yeah, that's the fight.
It's fine.
Yeah,
you're not American.
They're literally foreign to me. That fight they said they're going to do in hand-drawn and stuff and sell shit, and I think that could work. But they have to put a lot of time into it to the point that I don't know if it'll be worth it, and it might be a one-off thing. But it'd be interesting to see how they handle it, because they're going to have to get another animator in who can do that, who can hand draw stuff.
Yeah.
So I basically stuff like that. Yeah, no live action, no stop motion Tim Burton style, but hand drawn is something I'd like to see. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's
hand drawn would definitely that's like somebody really talented enough has to work on that like a legit year or probably even 2 years just for it to work for like something like a small 8-minute fight. That's gonna
even something
it's gonna take a lot of time to do. But if it works out and we get they end up getting like a really
Smokey
great
versus
2D animator,
Smokey
that'd be amazing.
McGruff is probably the best way to ease that in because it's so simple. But if they were to do something more complicated, like do an anime fight on there for anime that doesn't have many good sprites, for example, and it would probably be the best way to do it because Torian doesn't like a hell of a lot of anime, especially the popular ones. If they were to do it that way, then they'd have to put a lot of time into it and a lot of money to the point I don't think it'd be worth it. But for simple fights, it'd be interesting. That's
for Mickey versus Bugs, though, because you brought it up, this is just an idea that I've had floated around, and it kind of ties it to the question. But what if it's like just multiple art styles? Like you get characters who are like reality warpers and stuff. Like what if Mickey versus Bugs, for example, could be like
they could work for them and them alone.
Yeah,
only them. But like to like take the burden off the 2D animator, how about only some of it it's like hand drawn, and then some of it's like 3D.
If I was to
some of
script
it
that
is
fight,
live
I'd
action.
probably start it. If I was to script that fight, I'd probably start it with both of them in their first incarnations hand drawn, then move on to another one, then move on to sprites, and then finally finish in 3D models with then finish it in 3D with Mickey going full Kingdom Hearts. And like, yes, it's not their most powerful. We know this is versus people, but
Anyway,
and Jedi.
Deathbattle.
But
Deathbattle be the coolest looking.
We should probably move on though because we don't
have
much time.
We actually have a decent amount of time left.
This next one
minutes.
we're probably gonna do 2 questions. This is 2 questions from one guy. This comes This comes from Grand Blazer. He says, "Hello, DDB team. I have 2 questions that I wanted to ask you guys for the next podcast. First one is, who are your favorite voice actors to be on the show so far, and what did you think of all their roles if they had multiple? Xander Movis, best voice actor that's had.
The guy who voiced Snake. Whatever. I don't know his name.
Okay,
the guy who voiced
Snake. Just to go through a couple.
Xander Movis.
I think if we're going solely on voice acting talent, Xander is the best one. He is by far the best one. He has such a range. He did RoboCop. He did
Wolverine, Lion-O.
He did
Greymon.
Wolverine, and he did every single form of Greymon.
Agumon.
He did Agumon, Greymon of Agumon. He did Agumon, Greymon,
and War Greymon.
And War Greymon. That's talent, because they all sound very. I said War Greymon.
Very distinct. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very different, distinct. And honestly, he played every single role well. I couldn't imagine anyone else in that role. Especially like Star, who really stole the show in his.
Star
really stole the show as Saba. That's not just because he's a friend.
He really did.
He was by far the funniest part.
I will also say
he made that fight.
Kirby did a pretty good job for that one, but Star did the entire thing. And as much of a friend as Stewart is to me, in that fight, I don't think he did a very good job with that one. But I'd love to see him come back possibly at some point.
I did like that. The voice acting in that fight in general. The fight was fine.
I said this before on the list. He was moving at the time.
Star was great.
Stewart was moving at the time, so you can kind of reason why he had such poor delivery for that.
Yeah. But, we can do reasons all day long. We can do reasons all day long. In the end, it was kind of poor. Other ones, as Max said, it was Chris Sabat, also known as Vegeta, who played Snake. He was amazing.
And Zoro. He does play Zoro.
Yeah, that's true.
Other voice actors.
Chuck Huber for president.
Whoever they got to play Dante, I like him.
Yeah,
Chuck Huber for president was also really good. Chuck Huber was really good. But whoever they got to play, what's it called? Just two more I can think of off the top of my head that were really good. Whoever got to play Dante. No, I'm just saying the ones that stand out.
Both of them were really good, Dante and Bayo.
Yeah, but Dante,
that was Marissa Lenti was Bayonetta, and Dante was
I think he was
Stephen Fu was the actor's name for Dante's voice actor.
He did a really good job.
Yeah,
I liked him.
I like Dante. And the other one I wanted to give mention to is it was in my head a second ago. It's also this season. Joker.
Yes. Really good job with Joker.
Joker is the best Mark Hamill impression I've ever heard, including the guy that got to replace him.
Yeah.
Troy Baker, yeah. I knew it was name. I knew it was him. I just trying to make it play. Yeah. So yeah, there's really good Joker performance. There's some really good voice actors you've had. I wouldn't say anyone's outright terrible. Oh, does it go without saying that we should also mention God, I forget the other guy's name, but it's just some random guy as Superman and...
Oh yeah, the TFS is whoever...
Goku.
Other than maybe... was it Taka? When they're playing, whenever Taka, TFS plays their Dragon Ball roles. No, Goku was Goku was Masco.
Masako, yeah, that's him.
Taka played Shadow and Taka played Deadpool and Lani played Vegeta.
Yep.
Taka
when
was
TFS
great with,
played their roles, and it's some random guy played.
Taka was great with all
Taka
the roles,
was fine.
except maybe
Taka
Shadow
was fine
and
with
Mewtwo versus Shadow, which was
intentionally though.
Yeah, intentionally, but
yeah, I think Taka was fine. Taka was a fine Shadow, but I didn't like Deadpool. I did not like Taka.
Who was the guy who voiced Mewtwo in that? Because I kind of liked his Mewtwo voice.
That was
it wasn't a bad Mewtwo voice. Yeah, it was Mewtwo voice. Also Slade.
Yeah, Deathstroke.
Yeah, all three lines he had.
Great.
Yeah, he didn't talk much, but Deathstroke is just shit.
That was Lord Jazer.
And Sweet Tooth's voice. Sweet Tooth's voice is the same as Lex's voice actor, so give him a bit of props. But yeah, he was really good as particularly as Sweet Tooth. I think he was a bit too gravelly as Lex, but Sweet Tooth he was spot on.
And the Joker voice actor is Lucas Schunemann. I think I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. SCHUNEMAN. That's how you spell it.
If you want a TLDR here, we like nearly every voice actor this show.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to say.
Yeah, any of them.
Even voice actors that start off a bit shaky in their roles, like most of the voice actors in Ratchet and Clank vs. Jak and Daxter, they work into them as the fight goes on, and you get more used to them, and they sound more at home when they're in combat.
And,
so yeah.
And the other one is, what's your favorite original tracks that have been made for the show from Brandon's Alive to Nate's Pokemon Digimon matchup? And I'm guessing the ones that happened before or after those.
Right, there was some really good...
that's really...
Well, he just mentioned it.
Go through
yeah, the Pokemon Digimon matchup Nate did was great. I would say...
Yeah, that one's probably my favorite of the original ones. Huh?
I just want to make sure I have them all before we commit.
Yeah, this is the last one.
But this last thing, and we have what, 20 minutes left?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Like 5 to 10. Yeah.
And I think there's two good ones I want to point out. It's Brandon's "You Failed the City," which is from Green Arrow vs. Hawkeye. And Blood on the Glass, which was probably the one good thing that came out of Bowser vs. Ganon.
Yeah, okay.
That was amazing.
I want to make sure I have all of them in my head.
Yeah, this is the last thing
so I know which one I can pick as my favorite. There's what's it called? They had an original track in Goku vs. Superman 1. But I've never seen it. I've never seen that.
That was guy who makes.
Yeah. After that, they had the Blake Robinson ones. They also had a different original track in the actual fight, and I've never seen that actually published. It was a remix of Dragon Ball and Superman fight music, and I've never seen it done elsewhere. Anyway, after that we're missing the original tracks all the way till Goku vs. Superman 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Which was had an original theme made for it by
it was Alive. Yeah, I know. I'm just listening to Wolf, we know where they were. Then we had another one. I think the next one was what, Wolverine vs. Raiden, where we got EXO.
I don't know.
Which was amazing, by the way. EXO was great. I have that. It's so good. Then, as Wolf mentioned, we had You Failed the City. We had the Pokemon Digimon mashup. And then we had Blood on Broken Glass. I could swear Brandon did more, if I'm not mistaken.
He did one for Mewtwo vs. Shadow. That was great.
Even if he did, I don't think it matters to me personally because that
he did
Digimon one was just so good.
Yeah,
that was a really good one.
That was my personal favorite.
Say my three favorites would be my favorites would probably be Alive, EXO, and probably at the top the Pokemon Digimon mashup, which is really good. It feels natural, which is
it's a really good use to get those two themes together. From both universes. That's a really good. It's what I kind of like about Mewtwo vs. Shadow too.
Yeah, the I Am All of Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's
pretty decent. But since we're all in agreement, I think I know what music I'm going to be playing for this segment.
So I think that's pretty much it for what we have to do. So thanks everybody for joining us here, and we shall see you next time. Hopefully it won't take as long. So
yeah, we're sorry
we were pretty good today. It was on time. We got it all through.
All true, but we have on a time limit, so maybe we didn't discuss everything we would have liked. But actually, I think we got.
Yeah, we got everything we needed.
Got everything to a decent degree.
So
so
we're all done. So see you guys later.
Well, the next episode, just cover it, will probably be the last for a while, actually.
Yeah, because
unless you want to keep doing
season finale.
No, we have two more. We have the next one and then the one after season finale. And I don't
think this one is a season finale. I don't think that's a season finale. I think it's 2016 is over.
It is. Really? No, it's just the season finale next year.
Yeah, I saw it. It was
really short.
It's on Twitter.
Season.
I think that's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to make every season last a year or whatever.
It's
probably
like a TV show.
Because that's what Rooster Teeth does.
No, it's like a TV show now. That's the idea.
Well, like I said, Rooster Teeth does the exact same thing with all their things. Anyway, we are pretty much out of time here, though. So thanks everybody for watching our stuff, and we'll see you guys later.
Everybody lend your hockey to Zoro. Everybody raise your hand.
Form the hockey spirit bomb full of pucks.
Alright, see you guys later. Bye.
See you guys.
Later.